Hi, I'm Brent Phillips, and you know what? I never thought I'd be doing anything like this, energy healing, spiritual work, because really my background is I'm an engineer, technically a software engineer. And I only got into this because I experienced a miracle. So before I tell you about that, I'll give you just a quick synopsis of my background so you know where I'm coming from and how I understand this. I grew up as the prototypical computer nerd. I love fantasy and computers and video games and all that. I went to college at MIT, fell in love with the internet and the whole online world, way back before it was mainstream and popular, and then continued on there to graduate school, and I was actually pursuing my PhD there when the internet boom hit in the mid-90s. And so I bailed out of graduate school, moved to California as part of the internet gold rush, and formed a couple computer companies thinking I'd make my millions. And things went great for a short time. I founded a web design company, I founded a video game studio. And after a year, I had about 15 people working for me. Things were really looking up, had a lot of Fortune 500 clients. And then I had a major health crisis because these companies had been built on me working like literally 80 or 100 hours a week. And so my body started to shut down. I had a really severe case of what you might call repetitive stress injuries from overwork. I had carpal tunnel syndrome and thoracic outlet syndrome. And I had tendonitis and bursitis and fasciitis and so many different itises and syndromes that I just joked that I had itis syndrome. And so I spent most of the next 7 years on disability. I was in so much pain I couldn't work. I couldn't even do normal life functions like cutting food. It was hard for me to sleep because I was in so much pain. I couldn't even read books because it was too painful for me to hold open a book. And after 7 years of all sorts of treatments, I did all the conventional stuff, physical therapy, occupational therapy. I went to orthopedist and did all that kind of stuff. I took drugs, I wore splints. Then I spent several years in alternative therapy. I went to homeopaths and acupuncturists and chiropractors and had deep tissue work, and I did diets and cleanses and took all sorts of supplements, and nothing made any difference for me. After about 7 years of this, I had a surgery which was supposed to help me. It actually turned out terribly wrong, and after the surgery my right arm was completely frozen at the elbow and I couldn't move it at all. And it was like that for about 4 months, and I tried all these different manipulations and things to try to get better. And then I decided to try this thing called ThetaHealing, which, at first I thought it sounded kind of crazy. But my aunt talked me into it, and more just to shut her up than anything else, I went and tried a session of ThetaHealing with Terry O'Connell. And in the very first session of ThetaHealing, my elbow healed instantly. I felt a little pop or snap somewhere in the joint, and I could suddenly move it again, and I had my arm back. And I was like, oh my God, it's a freaking miracle. And so I remember asking her, I'm like, what did you just do? I have to learn this. And it was shortly after that I started taking the classes. And I became a full-time practitioner. I've been doing this for 6 years now. I've written 2 books on the subject, created a CD, a DVD, an audio program. And that's just as of now in the summer of 2009. And I've devoted my life to this because, I experienced a miracle and I want to bring this to other people. In the time I've been doing this, I've seen literally hundreds and hundreds of miracles happen with my clients. I've seen very serious illnesses like asthma and HIV disappear instantly. I've seen broken bones mended. I've had several people able to cancel surgeries they had scheduled because they got so thoroughly healed that they didn't need them anymore. People who got out of chronic pain, recovered from chronic illness, things like chronic fatigue, you name it. Asthma allergies, done a lot of that. Cat and dog allergies are kind of one of my favorites. I've actually developed an audio program that will do it automatically because I found that ThetaHealing is so effective for that. You don't even need me there to do it. What else have I seen? I've seen incredible emotional transformations. Lifelong traumas released. Most traumas takes anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to completely root out, to let go of it forever. People, with lifelong anger issues and mother and father issues totally transformed. I've seen relationships saved, marriages saved. I've had several clients who hadn't dated in years do a little bit of theta work, and they go out and meet their soulmate, and they're married within a couple of months. And so it's hard for me to express how powerful this can be, and how much value that I've derived from it and that other people derive from it. And so I do encourage everyone to be an open-minded skeptic. Don't believe everything you hear. There's a lot of crap out there. There's a lot of people who just want to take your money. But if you've studied this ThetaHealing stuff, you'll find that it's legitimate. Of course, not everyone gets a total 100% instant healing every time. It's not a magic wand. But in my experience, it's the best thing going. And so, if you're a skeptical, rational person, You know, if you're left-brained, if you're an engineer, a scientist, a professional person, in particular, I'd encourage you to check out my website, which is ThetaHealingLA.com, because that's my background. You know, I never thought I'd do this. You know, I'm skeptical, I'm scientific, I want to see the logic, I want to see the precision. And that's my take on this whole world, and I've developed, you know, a whole bunch of products and information resources to show you guys, you know, especially you guys who are, you know, the scientists and the rationalists and the skeptics, exactly how this works. Because you'll find that this really does have a firm grounding in real life science, and I encourage you to go out and explore what physicists are into nowadays, and you're going to find that every single one of the cutting edge physicists right now is becoming a spiritualist. And so, you know, if you guys need to reach me, you know, again, I'm there. You can go to ThetaHealingLA.com, look me up, ask me questions, you know, I'm here for you. So, you know, please continue on your journey into theta healing. If nothing else, at least read the book. And I totally encourage you guys to take the training, because, you know, it's a miracle class. I think that the 3 days that I spent doing basics of theta healing was more important and more valuable to me than all my years at MIT. Good luck.